Hi, my name is BJ and I'm here meeting with Dr. Bonnie Jewell, and we're going to be sharing some exciting information with you, and at the end we're going to send you a special invitation to a great event that we're planning. So the name of that event is The Science of Generating Love Frequency. It's to teach you how to do Heartset and really open up your heart to the people around you, to yourself, and just feeling the love. So many of us are just feeling depression, or we still have COVID brain, or some of the things that are bothering us today, we're just not letting it go. So we are going to be inviting you to a special event to teach you how to open your heart. We're going to have it on the link below so you can register and join us. We would love to have you either virtually, and really the best would be right here with us on June the 15th.
June the 15th. So that is the first time that we are introducing this to others.
Yes.
And it is something that has been developing over years now, many years. And what I have seen in the work that I've been doing in helping people figure out what is wrong with themselves so that they can heal themselves is that and I've seen people have spontaneous healings, and I've seen people heal, and I've seen a lot of people improve, but then there seems to be a wall where there's a gap between true healing, where you're not concerned about your health anymore because everything that you've been concerned about you can manage, you know how to manage, and you actually do manage it, because we know lots of people probably who have things that they need to take care of, and I can't now, I'm taking care of so-and-so, I'm taking care of so-and-so, and they just don't. And so what's behind all that, what's behind spontaneous healings is love. It's just love. And love isn't necessarily what people think it is, because we have Hollywood love, right? We have the Hollywood love, we have Disney love, where it's actually a very unhealthy love. If we look at media, it's the kind of love of codependence, narcissism, just very unhealthy behaviors and attitudes towards each other. If you look at Beauty and the Beast, I mean, the Beast is basically a narcissist, and it's the way it is. And there is a show that I used to love watching, and I still like to watch it every so often, because a lot of these shows, when I started paying attention to what I was actually watching on sitcoms or whatever it is, there was a lot of brainwashing and influence in there, as far as I think a lot of people at this point have realized, oh, the pharmaceutical companies have a lot of influence in what we see, and they have influence on what's in their shows. Just from grandma's always taking medications, she's never looking for alternatives. She's always taking the medication. So we're getting a lot of behaviors and expectations normalized. The normalization of things get worse over time. If you're depressed, you take a pill. If you're anxious, you take a pill. They don't look at, well, have you been eating too much sugar? They don't look at that. So I just went off on a tangent on there, and I don't remember where I was. And I don't remember where I was going with that, but
it's all good.
It comes back to love, right? It comes back to looking at those behaviors online. Oh, I was going to say the show that I love watching is The Good Witch, I think it's called. And the first seasons of that, up until the very last season, it exhibits healthy behaviors. Somebody gets irritated, they take personal responsibility, nobody's blowing up at each other. The romances are healthy in how they approach each other. And the very last season, I thought, oh, they've changed this. They have a new producer, they have a new somebody, because it opened with one of the gals riding her bike and then accidentally running into a guy, and he yells at her, and they have this very unhealthy exchange, and of course they end up having a romance. And I thought, somebody else has gotten their hands on the script. So love isn't what we think it is for a lot of people. And when we look at love, it's important to love yourself. And there's a question about what does that mean? And love is a frequency, it is an energy. And do you remember that old phrase, I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever bounces off of, it bounces off of me and sticks to you. Remember that one? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So when we talk about love, a lot of us, women especially, I can't speak for men because I'm not a man, but women especially, we will take people's aggravation and it will get in our bubble, and we will take responsibility for that. So one aspect of love is not taking responsibility for other people's junk. And that's kind of hard to do.
That's hard to do.
It's really hard to do.
Really hard.
In Activate Your Heartset, what we do, and hopefully I'm making sense of this, what we do is we first start with the energy of love and getting present to what that is. Then we create a bubble around ourselves. There's a certain process we go through this, and in the program, I'll go through the science that backs this up, because there's actually been a lot of research on this. And on the different aspects of it. So we look at what the frequency of love is, getting present to love, and then we can create an energetic field around our bodies, which can, I think a lot of us have been, especially women, creepy guys. They have that, they walk by you, you have that, that you can feel it makes you feel gross.
Yeah.
So we all have energy that comes off of our bodies. But what we can do is we can actually have say in it. We can have some control over it. And there's a process of Activate Your Heartset, where we activate the heart and the energy of love, and we'll explore the science of it and how we can use that to actually push back some of that creepy. So some of that non-love that we historically have allowed in, we can energetically push it out, and I'll show you how to do that.
That's amazing. It sounds like you create a love bubble around you.
You do.
And then you push away all the negatives so it doesn't come inside and you're not absorbing it or accepting it.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah, because a lot of it, there's a great book out about absorbing, how your body absorbs. Somebody, you might be watching this and thinking, I know what that book is, but The Body Never Lies or something like that. There's books out there about how your body absorbs all these energies and traumas, everything that happened to you from a small child. And there's memories in there. Well, one of the steps of obliterating the energy of those is activating your heart and activating that love and getting into the frequency of that, and then creating the bubble. And there is a practice of it, because life happens.
Oh, it does.
It happens.
It happens.
And having this tool, we can start protecting ourselves and expanding that bubble, and starting to understand, that you just crossed my bubble. And then activating your Heartset and pushing that bubble out. And something that's really neat about it is that the more people that do this, we really need love today.
We do.
And we need that for ourselves.
We do.
Because I know, as a woman, historically, I'm happier to love somebody else than myself, but then somebody else is trying to love me, and I'm like, oh, sorry, can't do that because I gotta love you, right? And I have to give to you.
Exactly.
And so you have all these women who are give, and yet they're not accepting it. And so part of it is accepting and receiving the love. And doing it in a healthy way. Doing it in a way that supports us and helps us be stronger and not have the creepy stuff come in. And when we all do it together at the same time, there's science on this too, when you do something like this with other people, it supercharges and it can change the energy of a location.
Oh my goodness.
And there's been research on meditation that when groups of people get together and meditate, crime goes down. So there's a lot to this.
That is amazing, and the world certainly needs a lot of love right now.
Absolutely. And a lot of the processes out there, like meditation, you do it while you're meditating, and then you go out in life and it gets you. And then you have to wait until you can meditate again or pray again or read the Bible again before you can get back to that. So this is a tool. It's 4 steps that you take with you. And so when you're in the grocery store line or you're at the bank, wherever you are, and somebody's a jerk, you can say, oh, wow, am I triggered? Okay, whoa. So I'm gonna work on myself to implement these 4 steps so I can start pushing that outside of me.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's an effort, but I mean, if you have just 4 simple steps that you can do.
Perfect. And how long would this beautiful class last?
It's 2 hours.
2 hours. 2 hours.
2
We can
hours.
completely change and learn how to protect ourselves, build our bubble.
We can build our bubble.
Okay.
You won't change. You won't
Okay.
completely change in 2 hours.
Okay.
What you'll have are the tools and a game plan so that you can, in the midst of your life, implement this.
Well, see, I just expected to change.
Yeah, well, good for you. And maybe you will. So we're all in the habit of living life a certain way.
Yes.
And in order to actually change, we have to change where our mind and our hearts are. And that's part of the process. It's just giving you this simple 4-step tool to, okay, if I implement this when I'm angry, when I'm frustrated, when I find myself hating somebody, when I find myself hating myself, when I find myself in all these emotions that, especially if we're watching media or, I mean, it's just out there, that it puts the control back to ourselves. So we're not at the effect of all the irritants in the world as much. I get triggered. We all get triggered, right?
Triggers.
And so there's something called the refractory period, which is the time between when you get triggered and you're able to get back to peace again. And so for most people, that refractory period is really long. It could be hours, it could be days, it could be weeks, right? And so the game becomes, how short can I make that refractory period from when I lose my mind, if you will, when I lose it, to when I'm back to like, okay, I can engage in the world in a kind and loving way, and with myself in a kind and loving way.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited about the class. I will be here. Just click below, register, join. How many can we hold here?
We'll have 34 in the building.
Okay.
And then we can have 100 on Zoom. It'll be on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do not want to miss this. I am very excited about it.
Yeah.
So click below and join us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. React. Okay.
Okay, so I just asked you. Okay, we're talking about activate your Heartset and the heart love frequency.
Right.
And so you have taken the class once.
I have.
Where you were introduced to activate your Heartset. You haven't done the advanced version of it yet.
Okay.
So how you were telling me about how you were working on, like I asked you, have you been using activate your Heartset? So you were sharing some of the struggles that you have.
So yes, I took the first class and I just realized how I was overreactive, or I allowed people to get into my energy area. And so I'm very aware of that, and practicing getting my heart set to, number one, care for others, which we talked about as well, but it's just to build a protective barrier around myself. Well, I have failed terribly because I react. I still have that reaction. And if somebody says something or does something that I just think Cyril says, I'm just going to kick your butt, I'm not putting up with this stuff. Instead of me stepping back, thinking about it, opening up my heart, creating that bubble that you were talking about as a protective area, because when I react, I'm allowing them to come into my space instead of me protecting this. And my head and my heart is opening my heart so I can build that bubble to protect and just say, well, he's having a bad day or she's having a bad day, and maybe I could send some love to them.
Yes. And I will I'm gonna just mention something about that a lot of people think.
Okay.
If somebody is coming at you, because I think this person was coming at you.
They are coming at you.
So when I have this philosophy, and I might be totally wrong here,
Okay.
but I'm mama bear Protecting my space.
I'm a mama bear.
So when somebody comes into my space, there's react and there's respond.
Okay.
React is a thoughtless yelling at somebody, maybe violent, something like that. Respond is no. And bringing the facts. You're talking to me in a way that does not work. I will walk away. I will respond as forcefully as what came at me.
Okay.
So, and I don't know that that's correct. I am a little spicy, so I don't know that that's the right thing. However, I know that after years of being, okay, you said this. So there's this, covert behavior, where people will say little things that are a little jabby. I started looking at those as overt aggressions. And so I respond with straightforward facts, which is then received as, how dare you? However, how dare you? So I look at that as a broaching of the boat. And I don't know, somebody's going to yell at me and be like, you should not do that. However, I'm protecting this and it's okay. And I'm not mean.
No, you're not.
I'm straightforward.
We had that conversation yesterday, and when we were talking about how did the people respond and what were their negatives or positives in me talking to them about another event. And I said, well, they said, or however I responded, and you said, well, that's nothing that we can actually use. And I thought, okay. But I handled it really well. I thought that was a perfect example of you responding in a very positive way to get to the facts.
Right.
Get to the facts, because what are you trying to tell me, and is that something that we could, monitor?
Do we have information that we can use?
Yes, exactly.
It's either yes or no.
Yes or no.
So let's dig a little bit more.
Exactly.
Okay. And you were like, what?
Yeah. So that's how it was.
Yeah, no, I never would have known. So I would say that you responded, you didn't react.
Yeah, I think I did. I just responded.
Yeah.
I didn't
and so
react.
That's like.
But see, that's good. Normally I'd react.
Okay. Good. Good. Yeah.
So I am improving.
Yeah.
That's good.
And it is hard to be in a world where we have to always watch offending people.
Very much so. I think it's like going on in life. And so life is,
and that's where
some days
having
just,
that, because there are so many days that I felt so alone, and it's like, wow, climbing this mountain alone. For me, it's had me lean more on God and divine wisdom,
which is what He's wanted.
And I am stubborn and bullheaded, so I need the drop kick from Him sometimes. But just the whole activate your Heartset, like it's you, it's just you and God, really.
That's true.
I mean, that's what the process gives you access to.
He created us.
True.
He gave us our heart.
That's true.
He gave us our brain. He gave us all of this.
Yeah, all of this.
And so it's our responsibility
to take care of it.
Take care of it.
Yeah. And that goes back to what the Heart Math Institute has such great information on coherence and incoherence, and they have a very simple technique with lots of science behind it on how to create coherence in your body, which is when you are in an extreme state of coherence, disease is not present. And so that's where I'm a natural health doctor, but I have different opinions on, I will not put certain things in my body, won't do it. I limit the toxins that I'm exposed to as much as possible, both the mental, physical, emotional toxins as much as possible. To protect us that He created. And so there's very much, I think, a lot of people who are willing to be wishy-washy with that, or say, it doesn't matter. And that is a personal choice. I look at medicine as incoherent because it is not of nature. It is created by man who is not perfect.
Mhm.
We're always learning something new.
Always.
And science is always certain until it's not, until something new is learned. And there's great new research that's been recently discovered that just turns science on its head. Have you heard of? Oh, his name is Terrence. Anyway, I forget his name, but he wrote this book that I'm going to be reading soon, and he took the periodic table and linked it in such a way that it actually looks like DNA. And he talks about the interactions between the different elements and how they work together. So I heard what he said, because I had to study the periodic table to get my degree, and it's never made sense to me. It's always been, there's something off here. But I saw his presentation on the periodic table, and I thought, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. So we're alive at a very exciting time. And frequency is what everybody's talking about. And so by us being able to just regulate our own frequency, we'll have so much power, so much more impact in the world, so much more control over ourselves and what shows up in our environments, so much more kindness, especially to ourselves.
Especially to ourselves. Yeah.
So, and then I think a lot of us put up with stuff from other people, from ourselves too. I mean, we really put up with some stuff from ourselves.
We put up with a lot. Yeah.
And also from other people.
That's true.
So, I think we're
on the right track.
We're on the right track.
Going
forward.
Good.
And I think everybody needs to be able to, if everybody can regulate themselves and start moving themselves, start trying to move themselves, have a tool to move themselves from a state of distress, anger, anxiety, frustration, blame, victimhood, to have control over that and start increasing our energetics from the inside out. I mean, it'll change the world. It will change the world. And I think we're at a place where those of us who are practicing that and working on that.
Well, I know we're on a mission to do that.
We're on a mission to do that.
Not only locally, but just spread the word. And
spread the word.
Spread the hope. I think it's hope.
Yeah.
It's hope for a better life and healthier.
Yeah, because I know since I've started doing this, people are like, oh, you're so happy. I'm like, I am. Because I practice this and I get triggered, and then I practice it and I practice it and I practice it. Because it affects you, it affects other people. It affects everybody. So, and I would like to point out, it is different than meditation. It can be used to supercharge your meditation. It is different than Tai Chi or yoga. However, if you've done any work with your heart, you will recognize pieces of it. It's how it's put together that creates something a little bit different. And I use it before my meditations. I use it when I read the Bible. I use it when I'm sitting in church so that I can be more present. And when we are in that space, I am convinced that we are more open to receiving with divine wisdom.
Exactly.
And today, we need that.
We do. We do.
In all our little parts.
So
how we do that.
I know we've had this conversation, and I'm just excited about the future. I keep saying excited. I don't know any other word that can express how you really feel, but I have more hope and the joy of love to come, and I know that. And so yeah,
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And so as you've been practicing with activating your Heartset, what have you noticed? We talked about refractory period at one point, and how the refractory period is the point between when you get triggered to when you're able to get yourself in a space of centeredness and love again. What have you noticed as far as your refractory period? Is it shortening? Are you noticing difference?
My refracting period is shortening greatly, and I am more aware of when I am reacting, and that I don't want to do that. I truly don't want to do that, because I certainly don't want to harm anyone else.
Yeah.
And if I can be more positive and protective, and they can see that,
Mhm.
that'll help them as well. So,
Mhm.
but for myself, it's really helping my mindset.
Mhm.
It's helping my heart set for sure,
Mhm.
because it's just, it is, what is it? I'm trying to find the right word. It just feels so peaceful, I think. It brings peace to me. I get very anxious sometimes, and I have to step back. I'll even just walk away and
Good.
just step back. I found that I'm able to walk away. I just say, I can't do this right now. Give me, I can't do this right now. So
Nice.
it's amazing. I've been doing this. I just
Oh,
now
wow.
realize that.
Right against your bubble.
Yeah,
A bubble.
Just,
Yeah.
I can't do this right now.
Mm-hmm.
And setting up boundaries a little
Mhm.
better. I feel I'm doing that as well.
Nice.
So it's a process. I have a long way to go. I know that,
Mhm.
but I'm very encouraged, and I know
Nice.
it'll help not only my family but my friends
Mhm.
and people that I work with every day. And
Mm-hmm.
because even though I do Zooms and I'm on visual, they can tell.
Yeah.
Your
'Cause
your spirit, it goes through
Space and time.
It just
Energy
travels.
is not, yeah.
And
Mhm.
so it's important to have my heart set in that calm,
Mhm.
so it helps everybody else.
And you were telling me you were in a Zoom meeting and you noticed you could
tell.
start feeling
I could
other people's
see-
heart sets and
I could
see it.
see their
Mhm.
stress and their busyness and
Mhm.
just not being connected
Or
to what was
present.
going on,
Mhm.
being present. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. And how has it affected you taking care of yourself?
I'm on a journey.
Yeah.
A major journey
Yeah.
to really heal myself and
Mhm.
be completely in control
Mhm.
of what I'm doing and what I'm eating. I'm very conscientious about food, but I make those little mistakes, like too much coffee, too much this, too much that, or just not eating. I don't like to eat all the time, so that's not necessarily good as well. So just being, as you said, this is a gift from God, and I am to protect it and take care of it. And so I'm putting myself at the top of the list because I've been at the bottom for quite a while.
I just got goosebumps for that. That's so beautiful.
You're taking care of family and kids, and just all the things. My mom, that's
All the
okay.
things.
All the things. And so I know for me to be a better caretaker for them, I have to really be taking care of myself first. And I know that. I just haven't been doing it.
And you feel that with the practicing of activating your heart set, you're
Exactly.
able to see more of the value in, I do need to care for myself.
do.
And I'm willing to take the actions
Exactly.
consistent with that.
Exactly.
That's really beautiful. No wonder you have hope.
I do. I really do. Thank you for that.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Without you sharing and teaching, I would have not been where I am. So I'm very grateful.
I'm excited to see where you're going.
Thank you.
It's going to be great.
Thank
Yeah. So
Okay.
we are going. This was about the class that What did we call it? It's essentially about activating your heart set, and we are going to be. Well, what are we calling this course? Generating the science of generating love frequency. Yes, that is so important. And
So come and learn your love frequency.
yeah,
Yeah. We'll
come and
have a lot
join
of fun.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for watching.